Hi guys, this is chapter 1 of Treasures in the Yukon. I have read every other book in this series too, except for this one, so I thought we'd finish it. Okay, chapter 1, Something Amiss. The way I figured it, I must be smarter than I look. A glance at the mirror would reveal nothing unusual. Reddish brown hair, scattered freckles. Yes, it's definitely true. It's what's underneath that counts. Brains. My well-trained instant deduction machine that other men call a brain. It all started on a very bad day. Trouble was served at 7 when Mom dished up blueberry waffles with syrup. I had already calculated the exact right place to sit, between my older sister Penny and my younger sister Jean. Neither one eats much, so whichever way the plate comes to me, I get to take a big serving and nobody who's hungry is near enough to notice. However, I failed to take into account one thing. Penny is a klutz. 2 minutes into the meal, she accidentally poured blueberry syrup into my sleeve. I went into the kitchen and tried to wipe the syrup off my sleeve with the nearest dishcloth. Unfortunately, I picked up the dishcloth that Mom had used to wipe off the extra batter from the edge of the pancake pitcher. Thus, I had a serving of pancake batter and syrup on my sleeve. I wasted no time in useless complaint or futile ravings, although, as I recall, I did kick the chair in passing and jammed my big toe. I raced back up to my room and changed my shirt quickly so I wouldn't be late for day camp. The day passed as usual, but when I got home, I found a horde of ants was making a meal on the stained shirt I had discarded that morning. I did what any clear-minded, decently civilized detective would do. I dropped the entire mess into the dirty clothes hamper. Isn't that what hampers are for? I then went downstairs to investigate the kitchen for something to eat. That was when my mother passed me some vital information. Your Uncle Justin called today, she said. He said something about taking you and Scruggs on a little trip. I was mixing a glass of chocolate milk. With studied nonchalance, I licked the spoon and said, "Oh, how did Uncle Justin hear about Scruggs? We aren't exactly best friends or anything like that." Uncle Bill told him about meeting Scruggs, and Uncle Bill is putting up some money to finance this trip. Now, obviously, this is earlier in the series when Jack and Scruggs aren't best friends. My Uncle Bill had met Scruggs at the beginning of the summer. Scruggs had gone out to San Francisco to stay with an aunt. Only his aunt has turned out not to be his aunt at all, but the head of a dangerous spy ring. You can read about it in A Dangerous Game. My Uncle Bill lives out there, and he helps Scruggs get back home. Nowadays, Scruggs was back in Peabody with his foster mother, Mrs. Bennett, and it beat me how he could stand the peaceful life. But he liked it better than being chased all over San Francisco, he told me. Anyway, Uncle Bill still kept in touch with them. As for Uncle Justin, I had only met him once, years ago, but I knew he was some kind of historian. Plenty of times, Uncle Bill had backed Uncle Justin's research trips. Uncle Bill was some sort of amateur historian himself and often went along to help. "Are you and Dad going to let me go?" I asked her. "We think so, if Mrs. Bennett lets Scruggs go too. Uncle Justin wants to go up to the Yukon, and that's all he had time to say over the phone. But he'll be here tonight to talk about it with us. I think you had better be packed just in case he wants an early start." The Yukon! I almost blew it there on the calm and cool exterior, but I got it back together quickly. "You mean like way up in Canada? Or by Alaska, like in the Klondike? Like, what's up?" "That's all I know, Jack. He's gotten some type of grant to go on an expedition. He said he would explain it when he came." "An expedition? Like camping?" "Boy, that's a real wilderness up there, Mom. Bears and wolves and the works. Can I go see Scruggs?" I asked. "Yes, we talked to Mrs. Bennett about it this morning. She's probably talked to Scruggs by now." "Okay, I'll get my gloves in case he wants to play catch. I'll get my glove in case he wants to play catch. Bye." Scruggs didn't like long trips, but he did like playing catch, and I figured the sight of my glove and ball might help him say yes to the expedition. I wanted to get him in a good mood before I asked. I gulped down my milk and ran for the door. "Be home by 5. My mom called. "I will." I ran out of the house. An old gray car flashed around the corner of the driveway. Thanks to my lightning-fast reflexes, I leaped clear. The car skidded to a halt, and my Uncle Justin jumped out. Now I'm going to pause for 1 second to tell you that I don't know if everybody's going to watch this video. It's not actually required, and I'm not grading on it. But if you're watching this video right now, The secret code word for today is bubblegum. Don't tell it to anybody else, but have your mom or you text me the word bubblegum. If you text me the word bubblegum, today is Monday, April 6th. If you text me the word bubblegum today, you get extra credit on your reading. Don't tell anybody else. Bubblegum. Okay, back to the story. A true detective never shows surprise, but I forgot myself. Uncle Justin, I exclaimed. Girls, done. Oh, Jack, I'm sorry, he blurted. I came as fast as I could. The hospital managed to get a hold of me at the hotel. How is she? Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Copper Ann and Todd. No, Copper Ann. That's enough. How is who? How is who? Your mother, of course. She's fine. There she is now. I pointed at Mom, who's coming out of the house. Justin, I thought you would be another 3 hours getting here, she exclaimed pleasantly. My, you look like you've been chased by Indians. Copper, Ann. Copper. Unless it's a robber, stop it. Molly, how can this be? Uncle Justin's face was long and thin and seemed to have a sort of puzzled frown on it. But now he looked even more puzzled. Your husband's secretary called me at my hotel this morning about 8 o'clock and said you'd been in a terrible car accident just after you talked to me last night. And he said I must come at once to the house and Jack would show me how to get to the hospital. So I left quickly and I didn't even have time to bring my equipment. Why, Justin, you called me last night at 9 o'clock our time. Where did you think I would be going? I don't know. He passed the back of his hand across his forehead. Sounds to me like someone wanted to get you away from your equipment, I told him in my terse, direct manner. Pull no punches, I always say. A man has to be made of stern stuff. Jack, be serious, Mom told me. Somebody has played a terrible joke on your uncle. This is no time. No, the boy's right, Uncle Justin exclaimed. That equipment is my own making. I could never afford to purchase the state-of-the-art stuff that's on the market. That's why I was keeping it with me instead of sending it on ahead. I must call the hotel at once. I must make sure they protect it, Molly. He dashed into the house with Mom right behind him. For an instant, I followed him with my hawk-like gaze. Then I abruptly turned and headed for Scruggs' house. On the run. Cool. Very cool. All right, text me the code word bubblegum. Talk to you later. Bye.